Hello again and welcome back. I am Jared Case, curator of film exhibitions at the Dryden Theater and the George Eastman Museum, and I'm continuing with a week of streaming recommendations for holiday films that you can watch at home with your family this season. And I did promise you a couple of classic films. This one certainly fits the bill. From 1946, it is It's a Wonderful Life, directed by Frank Capra. Now, this film is almost like wallpaper to us at this point between cable TV, VHS, and DVD. It seems like it's always on starting with Thanksgiving and going to Christmas. So it's almost like something we don't pay attention to anymore, despite the fact that there are those famous scenes that continue to come up that catch our eye or are used in other works, whether it's braying like a donkey or the floor opening up over the pool, or every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings or Zuzu's petals. These are all iconic and things that are familiar to us, even if we haven't seen the film in years. But you really should go back and watch it. It's something that deserves a reappraisal every once in a while. Uh, if your impression of it is just that it's this feel-good movie from the 1940s with these famous stars, Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed, you may not remember how dark the film actually gets. And this is partly because Capra had just come back from the war. And even though he was working on making films during that time, he experienced many of the traumas that the foot soldiers did as he was filming and going around getting this footage. So as somebody coming back from the war and reflected in the character of George Bailey, we forget almost that as we get to the end of the year and George is doing this and he's reassessing his year and his life, he's making this decision to end it. He thinks things would be better off if he weren't in the world. And of course, the body of the story then is Clarence showing him that this is simply not the case. So it goes to a very dark place before it comes all the way back to that life affirming moment at the end. And I think that's part of what gives it the strength of its message. The message may not be that different from a lot of other films that we see, but I think the strength of the message really comes from making that long journey from that dark place all the way to the light. So if you haven't seen it in a while, I would recommend that you go back and on Amazon Prime Video, It's a Wonderful Life is streaming now for free with that subscription. If not, go ahead and find it somewhere else and watch it. The last time we showed the film last year in 2019, we had a couple of special guests with us, Carolyn Grimes, who played Zuzu, and Jimmy Hawkins, who played Tommy Bailey. And with the 75th anniversary coming up next year, who knows? Should the Dryden be open, and should it be a 35mm print of It's a Wonderful Life that we're showing, maybe we'll have some special guests again that time. So go ahead and see the film for yourself, and then hopefully come back to the Dryden. And please come back for some more streaming recommendations, and we'll see you soon.